What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It's his I, James. RedoptionAgency.com, urban-bigger.com. 24 years selling full-time on eBay. And man, I am loving this weather. I am an autumn of fall loving human being, and this feels like vacation weather to me. What's vacation? Um, I realized yesterday after I made yesterday's video that I didn't check the last week's numbers. So I'm like, well, I'll do that today. So we're going to do that today. Or was it Monday? I don't even remember now. I don't remember when. Maybe it's Monday. I don't remember. But I'm going to go ahead and check those numbers. I'm going to show you the new pattern that's going on with eBay. If you don't know, all these changes eBay's making in the month of August have just totally has gotten worse as the month went on. And I think this past week's probably been the worst week in a very long time. Definitely the most problems I've seen on the website collectively in a long time when it comes to the server failures, the offer issues, the checkout issues, the combined shipping not working properly, the blank pages of the server failures. Just everything as a whole has just seemed like this past week has been a perfect storm of all those issues. So I'm going to show you the pattern also on, you can always dissect more of the problems from volume sellers and patterns and things like that. So that's why I try to show you guys to kind of give credence to what I say and things like that. And of course, when I post that stuff on the eBay tech boards, of course, you have these other people coming in saying things, and I just ignore them now because, at this point, I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. So I'm not here to convince anybody of anything. I'm just here to share what I do and things that my patterns and stuff like that. Just trying to find out where that came from. I guess that phone. I don't see it lit up. So let's get into the patterns and what's going on right now with eBay. So as you can see here, this is the media store. And you saw at the beginning of the month, I started getting this pattern here. And then now we're at basically a dead even pattern, which is kind of duplicating the beginning of the month, only less, unfortunately. So yeah, we're kind of stuck in this pattern that for me dictates that there's issues going on that are more drastic than what they were. But I'm not even hitting $500 this past week on this account. I'm curious to see how far down that is at the last 7 days. What's today? We'll do it's more like 6 days. We'll do 20th through 26th. So yeah, down 36% this week because of this. My net sales down 46%. Again, where is that coming from when I was? I'm not understanding why this past week I have lost so much of my net sales. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. Being my net sales have been up so drastically from my changes Did that spark something in the algorithm? Probably not. I know it's eBay issues overall with customers. When customers can't check out, they can't buy anything, right? But it makes you scratch your head. Like, I was up about 15%. Now I'm down 10% this past week. So instead of being 15 up, I'm 10 down. So that's a difference of 25%, right? So I think my math is right. My selling cost is getting closer to that 50, 51.6, which again would make me question, what the hell? That doesn't seem to jive with this number. So I'm wondering if these numbers are not 100% accurate, or if I'm just totally missing something, because something's got me confused. But this month as a whole up to this point, let's see if I'm still up. Yeah, I'm up 15% net. I'm down 3.8 total sales, but up 15 net with the changes in the promotions and in the sales. So if we're up for the month, how the hell did we drop so drastically? For the month, I'm at 49.5, so I'm under that 50 where I wanted to be. So that's a positive. So that's right where we want, and we got a few days left in the month. So it looks like I might meet that goal. So that's positive there for sure. So let's look at the actual week, which I just did, didn't I? Or how do I want to do? No, I wanted to do the actual week, which would be, I guess we'll do Monday through Sunday. So last week was $3,234, down 17%. And my net sales, $1,474, down 22%. Almost 23%. Again, if I'm up 15 for the month, what's causing this shift? Because in comparison, if this is down 16, the net would only be down 1 in comparison from the rest of the month, not 22. And it may be the fact that combined sales have taken a big hit this past week, because then I'm selling more money, but my shipping cost is pretty much staying the same. And I think that's what usually really levels it out. So the fact that, not just the fact that people can't check out, but they can't necessarily combine their orders properly, may send more people packing, and I've gotten less combined shipping orders. So that may be what's been taking its toll this past week and a half and bringing those numbers down drastically. Doing more one-to-one sales on low dollar items. So that's not good. Not good for the volume store, that is. So last week over here, so we'll put both stores together. 3233.79. Now this one I know is going to be way down because this store has just been a freaking mess. Yet yesterday we did $417. Sales. Oh yeah. I want to show you something else which may answer the question on why those numbers are so drastically different. Just popped in my head. I remember seeing it. So what did we do? We did Monday through something. So over here last week, $1,737, down 19%, with the net sales down 25%. So for the week, total $4,971, which is only $710 a day average. At least we're over 700, positive there. But it also questions, like, did they make changes to create this on purpose? I don't think so, but one's got a question. When my net was going in such a great direction, has just totally done a 180. It makes you question, right? Is it just all those issues? Choo-choo train. Are those issues intentional? Because the numbers were going in such a positive direction. You hope that nothing within their AI algorithm is that, what's the word, nefarious, that mean, that calculating that it would do something like that, because at the end of the day, it really wouldn't make business sense unless it was put in there to try to make you, hey, you lowered your percentage, we're going to screw you up until you raise it again. You know, you hope they don't play by that game, but I'll say it again, the way they're going with promoted and what they're doing to sellers is a huge money grab, it feels. Instead of finding ways to get us to make more money, they're just finding ways to take more money from us. So if you put it in that category, nefarious might play into it, right? Again, you hope that's not the case, but I'm just waiting around for somebody more capable of running eBay to take it over, and somebody who understands how eBay should work and take full advantage of how eBay should work. I don't think they're taking full advantage of how eBay should work, how eBay used to work. But what I was going to show you, what I noticed. So if you watched one of my videos, you saw that I was getting more organic sales than promoted. So I'm going to go back and checking these, and it seems like it's flipped. Now, yesterday it's saying 17 organic, 6 promoted. I don't think that number is going to stick compared to how the rest of the other numbers are going. Here it's 18 organic, 17 promoted. But we're at 15 organic, 22 promoted. 10 organic, 15 promoted. 11 organic, 18 promoted. 6 organic, 13 promoted. Some of these numbers were twisted. I got to go back and find the video to see how far back it goes. But some of these numbers were higher organic more consistently than higher promoted. So why did, and I know the answer, why did these numbers flip? Why did it take so long for the numbers to flip? That's one I don't have an answer for. You would think that if it sells, they usually say it takes 7 or 24 to 48 hours for these numbers to update. Well, some of these numbers went over a week, and now all of a sudden the numbers have flip-flopped. That to me is questionable. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just suspect. Suspect is a good word for that. Just something is not right. Something has gone totally off the wall, off the rails. And again, hopefully it's nothing done aimed at doing that. And it's just a byproduct of the issues, the website issues. But either way it goes, it's not a good look. Like I want to go conversion rate there. I haven't seen the site and the numbers go this bad in about a year. I mean, they've been off, but they haven't been downright stupid, crazy bad in a very long time. Dare I say a year? So to see this total, and it would make sense though, in a year, if it was this way back in August of last year. Um, Let me check that because now I have more items up than I did last year. Probably a good, I don't know, 6,000-7,000 more. So we're gonna go this month compared to last year. We're down 38% from last year. Yet I have a hell of a lot more items in my store. My conversion rate was going up. So everything they've done this month has totally just dragged my account down. Let me look at last month compared to last year. Now, last month was good. Last month over here was good, but it was still down 21% from the year before, even though I got more items listed. So we are 100% going in the wrong direction. But as I've said before, it's hard to judge what a seller is doing, right or wrong, when we don't have a level playing field to play on. You know, imagine a baseball game with not played on a level field. You've got bumps and crevices and everything's off tilter, not level. You're not going to get a consistent game. One little bump off of this spot takes it over here. I mean, you get the analogy I'm trying to make. But I think I'm just being more vocal now. I know I wanted to stay more positive because, you know, we can list more. We got more free time to better our business and what have you. But we're going in the wrong direction. And the website itself overall is going in the wrong direction when it comes to not working properly. We're going back to, you know, 2 years ago when it was just a total trashed website. Oh, we can do custom over here. Let's take this one back to July of 23. Maybe it'll give me a better look at what the hell's going on. Whoops. Now, is that going to give me the whole month, or is that just comparing the date? So if this is right, compared to the end date of 7/30. Okay, so yeah, that's right. So even compared to last month, compared to 2 years ago, it was down 33%. Really? What the hell? Let's go this month. Compared to 2 years ago. I'm afraid to see that. Down 24%. I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know what to do. mean, all I can do is just keep moving forward with what I've been doing, but even though I'm not happy with the outcome. And I definitely got way more than I had 2 years ago. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just going to keep plowing forward. I've got this project I'm working on anyway, so I'm trying to use that as the attention getter to not worry about this stuff. But yeah, something's got to give here soon. Something's got to give. Let me just take a look at their stock, see if there's anything going on that we don't know about. That, yeah, no, really. We're down like $4 right now, but almost 5. It has taken a hit this past week. So is there something going on? Remains neutral, ratings, trade shifts. Yeah, we got the trade war thing going on. That could be affecting it. Recovery potential after sell-off. I guess I'm not checking out that site. Yeah, it's probably the tariff thing that's bringing that down. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still getting decent international orders, so. Is eBay actually sexy again after the e-commerce old-timer stock surges to an all-time high? And is this just the next step to pull more money from sellers so they can keep that what I feel is a farce? I think their rating and whatever is kind of a farce now right now because it's built on fake expectations because you can't keep running the website the way it is. I've been saying this for over a year now and it still hasn't changed anything. So maybe I need to rethink what I'm actually saying, but it's got to hit a wall sometime. Something has to give at some point. And there's been a lot more steps they've been able to take than I thought they'd been able to, than they, something I didn't see basically when it comes to how they're taking more money over a longer period of time, how they're trying to introduce, well, if some one person clicks on a percentage, no matter who buys it, it gets promoted at that percentage, which for me legally doesn't, how the hell? But there's a way to do it. They're going to do it. So when I say it feels like a farce, it just seems like it's concentrating on taking money from the sellers to pocket the shareholders instead of doing something long term like getting more customers. But that's just my opinion from the outside looking in. I'm sure there's stuff that I don't know, don't understand, and what have you. So all that's just based on my opinion from what I see and my ignorant standpoint. So, but who am I? I didn't go to school for any of this, so I could be 100% completely wrong. But one thing that doesn't lie are the numbers. And the fact that when I click something, if it's not working and it's not working, I know it's not working. End of story. When I have a customer that says they can't check out or they don't have a pay button to check out, so they can't check out, those are actual factual things that are hurting sales. So, customer says that the combined invoices is not working. That's an actual fact. So, you know, all we can do is just keep pushing forward and hopes something eventually gives in our favor instead of the shareholders' favors. Because it just feels like it's a squeeze right now, getting that last little drop out of the sellers as they can. And that's not that, you can't sustain that. You're going to kill off too many sellers that way. But we at least have a fighting chance now with AI. So when it comes to listing and building, so that's what we got to concentrate on and keep focus on. So, all right, enough from me. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you all in the next video. Later.